I think we're good here. All right, where we going, people? How we doing? Man, to get to this live, it's been tricky. Little tricky. But we are here. Now, I've been away for a few weeks. My apologies on some of the videos I haven't put up. But I'm here now, so let's get it on. Who do we lose to again? You know, because we're now 4-3. Green Bay. What a stinker. First half. All right, I hear you. But I got a little something. Got a little something for everybody here. And I gotta say this.
Where are you at?
Where you at? And I'm not even saying where you at, TJ Watt. Where are you at the entire defense? Entire defense. Man, people were doing some of the all-22s. Nobody is getting home. And it's interesting. TJ will possibly get to the quarterback after the quarterback throws the ball. Half a second, a second. It is outrageous. And Herbig, where are you at? Where you at, Herbig? Like, why did we get any sacks last game with Green Bay? I can't remember. Did we get one? Who's the other Alex Highsmith. I got one for you, Alex. Hold on. I got one for you.
Where are you at?
Where you at? Let's see what we got going on here.
Just really disappointing on a lot of fronts, but probably the most important component of it is we didn't put 60 minutes of football together. Felt like we were doing the things that we needed to do over the course of the first 30 minutes of action, although it wasn't perfect by any stretch. You know, you're always a little bit concerned when you're settling for field goals when you're playing good people. It seems like touchdowns is how it gets done in our business at this level. And so it was a little bit less than comfortable at halftime settling for 3 field goals. I think those drives were stopped by penalties and negative plays on 1st and 10. Put us in some 2nd and long circumstances. We didn't perform very well in 2nd and long, not only in the first half of the game, but in the totality of the game. It produced a lot of 3rd and longs in the game. That's low percentage conversion rates for us. That's low percentage conversion rates for everyone, to be quite honest with you. We were in more 3rd and longs in that game than we're comfortable with, and I think we suffered the consequences of that, particularly as the game wore on. On the other side of the ball, I thought a couple 3rd down conversions in the 3rd quarter were significant, not only in terms of keeping us on the field and producing touchdown scoring drives, but I thought it just changed the texture of the day. They got 60 yards on one 3rd down conversion. They got 35 on another. That's 100 yards on 2 plays, field flipping plays, touchdown drive producing plays. And I just didn't think we did a nice job recovering from those. First and foremost, you don't want those plays to happen. But after they happened, I didn't think we did a good enough job recovering from that and finding our footing as a collective football group, offense, defense, and special teams, in an effort to make the necessary plays over the course of the last 15 minutes to win the game. Regarding those plays, we certainly need to be better in 3rd down than we've been, but it doesn't necessarily mean dramatic changes in terms of schematics and things of that nature. If you look at those 2 plays, on the 60-yard play, the quarterback was hit as he let it go. And so it's details that are usually the difference when it's a millisecond. And on the other play, the roughly 35-yard play, he got outside the pocket on us and extended, and we certainly got to do a better job of keeping him constricted in the pocket, man, and getting 2 guys at the catch point down the grass. And that's one thing that we didn't do in either circumstance. We play a lot of man-free concepts. It usually gives us an opportunity to get 2 guys at the ball down the grass. We didn't in those instances, and it produced field flipping, drive producing, touchdown drive producing plays that really kind of changed the texture of the ball game. But for us, we view all three phases as an opportunity to win. We didn't make the necessary plays in the three phases to secure victory. There's some personality things that were concerning as the game wore on. The turnover component of the game is something that we value here, obviously, and is one of the building blocks for engineering victory for us. We turned the ball over in the second half. We didn't get any turnovers. I think that's the second game in a row that we didn't get any
turning
turnovers.
around.
That hadn't been us, and we certainly need to get back to that component of our winning formula. Protecting and preserving the football while taking it away from our opponents. That certainly is going to be significant this week when we lean in and play the Colts, man. Their group that does that very well. From a health standpoint, before I get directly to Indy, I'll update you on a couple of guys. Scotty Miller, we talked about last week, man. He had a broken finger. It has been repaired. How functional he is will determine his ability to contribute or the level or the quality of that contribution. Daniel Ekuwale has got a ACL injury that will definitively have him out. Deshaun Elliott can be declared out this week also with his hyperextended knee. Isaac Seumalo can be characterized as questionable with his pec injury. Just had a brief conversation with him in the training room. He's in a good mindset. He certainly is going to be limited at the early portions of the week, but he'll have a chance to contribute, particularly because he's a veteran player. He has some global snaps in his bank that could be an asset to him in terms of being ready to play on a limited number of snaps that maybe a younger player would not have. We got some other bumps and bruises, man, associated with play that may limit some people at the early portions of the week. And then we'll harden that up as we get closer to game time, but not expecting any of those guys to lack availability at the end of the week. Now on to Indy. Man, they're a really good football team, but they need no endorsement from me. Been watching the video over the last 48 hours or so. It is telling, to be quite honest with you. Starting first and foremost with their offense. They're high scoring. They don't punt very often. A pull scheme group. And obviously Nelson is a major component of that. Behind that collective, man, they got Jonathan Taylor, who is really on top of his game right now. But he has been for a number of years. I think in 22 and 23 he dealt with some injuries, but 24 through 25.
All right, enough of this. I don't want to talk about Indianapolis. I want to talk about Green Bay. Sunday night prime time where you the bed. Listen, first half, Steelers was nice. It's nice. Low scoring. We were controlling the tempo. It's nice. And then it just blew out of control. We rarely get any. Remember years back when TJ would just wreck games when we need the sack. TJ would get sacked. That's when we needed the offense. And now that we have an offense, we lost. We're still putting up 25 points. So now that we got Aaron, we got a quarterback, and we got an offense. Now the defense is nowhere to be found. Why can't we have a merger of both offense and defense, good offense and defense, at the same time? We had a great defense, no offense. Now we have a good offense. I think it's top 10, no defense. What is going on? And what? We paid you $41 million a year, TJ. You know it's the last contract we're giving you, right? You understand that, right? What are you doing? Nothing. No pressures. Forget about that. Nothing. And you're always a half a second too slow. 0.8 seconds too slow. Oh, it was just there, and then he got the ball away. Well, you know what? Get some ankle weights on. Train to get a half a second there faster. How about that? Why are they able to pass through you? Are you jumping up and hitting that ball down? You doing something? Where you at, dog? All right, okay. So I follow a few people up in this joint, and let's see what they have to say. few people up here. Alan Saunders, reporter of Pittsburgh. Go follow him. Let's take a look at A Saunders _ PGH for Pittsburgh. Let's see what he has to say here. Assigning former commander safety. Derek Forrest to the practice squad. We need more. Listen, I know Mike was talking about at the beginning of the year. This is going to be like an infamous defense we have. Listen, it's the opposite. So if we need to recruit people who can play defense, who can secure their gaps, who can, while covering, also turn around to deflect that ball, to catch that ball. If we need more DBs, then bring them in. Because what we have right now ain't doing the trick. Let's take a look what Sanders got to say. So, bringing in Commanders Derek Forrest to our practice squad, are working out safeties. Yep. Well, first of all, Buddy got hurt. 25 got hurt. But even replacing Clark can't tackle. What are you doing, Clark? Why can't you I know you're a small guy, but come on, man. Look for the hips. Get somebody down. Von Bell and Eddie Jackson. I don't know who those guys are. Mike Tomlin asked to evaluate the performance of Austin. I've largely been pleased with his work. So that's not entirely, but certainly he and I are not pleased with where we are. There's a new version of the post. Oh, man. Listen, I didn't expect us to be 100% finished work at the beginning of the year. I just want us to gradually get better and get better and get better. So when we get to the crux of our schedule and or now going into the playoffs, we're at our best. Sorry, light went out there. We're at our best. And we're not getting better, we're getting worse. The team worked out veteran Marquez. Apparently we signed him, but said no deal is imminent. If we sign him, you'll hear about it. But I heard apparently we did sign Marquez Valdez Scantling. And Calvin Austin, listen, I believe in Calvin Austin. I believe in him from last year and even this year. But you heard from in and out of the lineup, from being hurt to coming, and then when you're coming back, you're kind of getting a couple catches, but you're not really involved. Yeah, we may need someone who we can count on week over week, injuries included. So I don't have a problem in bringing in another wide receiver, especially a wide receiver who is familiar with Aaron and Aaron who Aaron is familiar with. So, taking down over the play, said that that him taking over the play calling of the defense is not on the table. Listen, I'm not saying you have to take over the play calling, Mike Tomlin, but you got to start being you got to micromanage. Not saying micromanage Terrell, but you've got to be in the trenches now with Terrell. And every piece of that defensive game plan, you and him need to be lock and step. And if you're not comfortable with something, take it out. Because you're a defensive guy, and I can say for the majority of your tenure, defense has never been an issue. It's an issue this year, right? So even if you're going out, who knows what the Pittsburgh owners say. Don't go out like this. Don't go out with a defense like this when you're known for defense. Our struggles on offense and pass years, fair. But don't struggle on what you are good at. So you need to be in lockstep with Terrell now, going over the game plan, going over the video, going over everything. Don't like something, you take it out. You're the head coach. Because this defense, regardless of Terrell being defensive coordinator, represents you. Mike Tomlin defends Terrell Austin, won't take Steelers play calling duty in. Week to week. Yeah, hyperextension with Deshaun. It'll keep him out, but because I thought I saw Deshaun crying or something like that. I'm like, is this a season-ending injury? What? But then I heard it's hyperextension. With hyperextension, so your thigh, your knee, your calf, let's just say it's like this, and your foot's here. It's actually being bent that way. So not in this way, but bent that way, I believe, on hyperextension. Having said that, though, it's definitely not season injury. And I think being conservative at most 4 weeks, but I could see him being back within 4 weeks. I could see 2 weeks ish. I could say that's fair. That's just my own non-medical advice, but I've had some hyperextensions. I'd say 2 to 4, but I'd be surprised if it's over 4. You know what I mean? I'd be surprised if it's over 4. Failure to properly respond to adversity. Yeah, we know it's failure to properly respond to adversity, but you're not holding your gaps. As you stated, the defensive ends did not contain Love. Our defensive backs, when covering, don't turn around. Listen, you covered him, or you're 1 yard away, you can turn to see the ball. Because more times than not, you will be able to then see that ball, deflect it, hit it down, or catch it. But when you continue to just look at the receiver, you're lost. You are lost. You're going to get a PI, or the catch is going to be made because the wide receivers are too smart, and they're not going to show their hands until the very last second. Boom, caught, done. And you're watching going, Let's check out another following. Chris Carter at Chris Critiques with an S. Go follow him too. Another Pittsburgh reporter. Does a lot of Locked On Steelers stuff, Locked On Steelers videos. So if you complain about Tomlin not winning playoff games and you say you want Gruden, you're telling him Gruden, please. Listen, Gruden's best chance of getting in has to be hired as an assistant coach. He's not going to be hired as a head coach. I don't think he's going to be a head coach again in the NFL. Let's just call a spade a spade. But if he was, it's got to be through the grapevine. Like, you got to work your way, be a coordinator, and so on and so forth, right? And then the head coach at the time has to lose his job because he's doing such a crappy job, and then they name you intermediate, and then you do a great job, and then it's got to be something like that. It transitioned very slowly, and I still don't think that's going to happen. And the reason why is it's just too much has happened. You know. Ty Simpson. Talk about Ty Simpson. Elliott out for, so he's not. This is hyperextension. He's not out for the year. What can defense do to fix this? You know what? We've played man, and Ramsey's gotten beat. And don't even listen. Who is I'm gonna see if I can get some stats. Who is the guy we got from Philly? Darius Slay. Listen, man. Listen. Darius, you're too old in the tooth. For us to rely that he's on man, sometimes he doesn't even, he's missing tackles, but he's definitely getting beat. He is getting beat. Like, I don't believe that we can do man with him. He has to, or if we do some man, some's got to still be zone, and he's got to be a part of that zone because he cannot keep up with wide receivers. He is getting beat like branches on a Sunday afternoon in the picnic when children are not behaving. Go get me that branch. I'm gonna beat you. That's how he's getting beat. Yeah, and we also saw Ramsey's getting beat one-on-one too. So I don't know what type of a mix in zone or so you have to do, but full straight out, man. We don't. Too old. They can't keep up. It's a young man's game. What are you talking about? It's a young man's game. Anyway. Yeah, Darius Slay. My gosh. Unbelievable. We gotta go. Let's see if we can get some. Let's do the score. Hey, this is the day after that 18-inning game by Toronto and the Dodgers. My gosh, 2 games in 1. My Blue Jays coming back though. Next game's tonight. Look at that turnaround, eh? Just start. Come on, that's enough of that. I don't know. Where's the Steelers? Let's do box score. Let's do the box score, people. Because see, even in a loss, we're still putting up 25 points. Our offense is not the issue. Defense, that's an issue. You know what I mean? Hold on, one more. Anybody know of a 70? Where's the 705 area code? Oh, just Ontario. No, I thought it was something else. All right. So 24 for 36. 3.6, 7.2. So about 60-something%. Not bad. For Aaron, 219, 2 TDs, no interceptions. 13. Listen. So 4.8. Oh, good. So about 5 yards per carry. That means if you gave him 20 carries, he would have got 100 yards. You're giving him 13. And my gosh, in regards to our rookie, the oh my gosh, Caleb Johnson. From the time you dropped the ball away to the end zone, I think we had another sighting after that. But we've had no sight. Like, where are you? You're not running the ball back because I think we have 85 splitting with Gainwell now running the ball back. You can't even get a run. You can't get 2 runs, 3 runs. 13 carries, Jalen Warren. 5 carries, Kenneth Gainwell. You can't get a couple runs. You're a rookie. And you know what? When I saw you, I'm like, you got Le'Veon Bell type of giddy up and quickness ongoing. You can't get a couple runs? See what happens when you're in the doghouse? Man, you can't even get a run, man. And I feel kind of to that because he might break out in what we need. And he can't get a run? Whew. Roman Wilson, 4 receptions, 74 yards, TD. He played well. I think there's one he could accomplish. DK Metcalf, listen. I've been talking to you since the beginning of the season, so I want to say something to you.
Where you at?
And you know why I say that? Because there have been a couple of games where I'm like, okay, there you at. We see you. Let me get you another one. There have been a couple of games where I have to go. Let me get back here. Where I see you. I mean, you showed up. But more times than not this season, where are you? We're paying you, what, 30 plus million a year? Okay, hold on, let me take a look. 5 receptions, 55 yards, 1 TD, 7. And even when you get a TD, it doesn't even feel like you get a TD. And what is with your unsportsmanlike conduct? You were doing that foolishness back in Seattle. Pointing fingers in the face. Come on, you're too big to worry about any of that foolishness, man. And if they do something, you get them back in the play. But what is this? That's not Steelers football. We don't do unsportsmanlike conduct. And when we do, we get rid of them. Claypool being an idiot. Is he in football? No. Deontay being an idiot. Don't want to block for our teammates. Is he in football? No. Not in the NFL anyway. We get rid. So stop the foolishness. Stop the pointing in the finger. It's not going to make you feel any better. And it's going to lose us 15 yards. You're too much of a veteran to be doing that foolishness. Stop it. You're paying 30 plus million. You got to go out and earn it. and I listen. I appreciate the friendliness of Aaron Rodgers, but sometimes you gotta get him in his face and say, "Give me that damn ball." I'm cutting it inside. I'm going on a slant, and I'm taking it to the house. A lot of the times when wide receivers are demonstrative and you get on that ball, guess what they do with it? They take, you know what I mean? They don't waste those chances. I need to see you, Metcalf. We saw you in Seattle. I need to see you in Pittsburgh. I haven't seen you yet. We see glimpses. We see shadows. Yeah, he looks big. I think he's over there. Yeah. We see shadows. But I still don't see you. Where are you at? That's what I want to know. Where are you at? Because you, along with what? You guys are sitting together in some damn tent in Idaho, camping, fishing, because you're not on the field. You ain't doing jack. Where you at?
Where you at?
All right. And let's just finish off some of those. Jonnu, barely used Jonnu. Muth gets 2 touchdowns one game, can't see him the next game. And I'm not even blaming him. He's just not being used. 4 targets, 3 receptions, 13 yards. My gosh. And Jonnu Smith. 3 targets, 2 receptions, 17 yards. Remember what he was doing in Miami? Catch, run after the catch, touchdown, run after the catch, touchdown. Jonnu's not even a shadow of himself anymore. And I'm not even necessarily blaming him. I mean, he has to be targeted. The ball has to be thrown to him for him to be able to do something. 3 targets, 2 catches. My gosh. Spencer Anderson's doing everything. Coming back, help to block. Eligible receiver, turns around for the catch. He's doing everything. And then Kenneth Gainwell getting receptions. My gosh, Caleb Johnson. What happened? Are you going to be in the doghouse for the entire year? That's all I want to know. They didn't even trust you carrying a ball a couple of times. Can I get a blow? Can I get 1 blow? Can I get 1 run? 1? Jesus. Okay, so let's take a look at this. 9 total tackles for Peyton Wilson, 5 solo. Decent. 7 total tackles for Hayward, 4 solo. TJ Watt, 6 total tackles, 2 solos, 1 QB hit. Is that what $41 million is worth these days? 6 total tackles, 2 solo, 1 QB hit. That's $41 million. Because if you told the Steelers, TJ, that that's $41 million, they wouldn't have signed up for it. Hell, I wouldn't have signed up for it. Don't tell me that that's $41 million a year, every game. And we're not just sweating out this game. We could do the entire season. Outside of, I think it was a 2-sack game. What have you been doing? Clark, 5 total sacks, 5 total tackles, 3 sacks. Deshaun, 5. Deshaun was playing garbage before he got hurt, too.